What is up, y'all? I know it's been a minute, but your boy been traveling. As you can see, him in a hotel. Just got back from Texas, and man, look how crazy the internet went when I was gone. You got Swerve and Booker T arguing over social media about race. I mean, if you would have told me that Booker T and Swerve was going to be in a conflict about race in 2025, I would have told you you're probably right. But man, these two, I'm just going to say this: I have all due respect for Booker T and everything, and I love Swerve. But I think it's hard when especially an old generation, they look at what the younger generation is saying and they don't get it. Like, I think it comes off as disrespect. It's not. It's just like, come on now. Like me growing up, being a fan of Booker T, I love Booker T. But sometimes, and I get it. It is a disconnect between generations. Now, mind you, I haven't seen the Swerve interview at all yet. I'm just gonna react to Booker T. But from what I've read and stuff, Swerve didn't say nothing wrong. I mean, I saw clips of what Swerve said, and he was basically saying, it's his opinion, and like I know it's social media, and y'all just be on people about their opinions. I mean, I have a show and I give my opinions and I argue with people with their opinions, but at the end of the day, it's their opinions. And there's some fans that have opinions about this. But Booker T, you gotta understand, man. Now that the kids that was watching you growing up, some of the stuff that we reflect back, it's just wrong. I mean, and there's no if or buts. Yes, you paved the way, but come on, Booker. Come on now. Some of the stuff, like you said, you fought for people like Swerve so they don't have to fight. But Booker, you see it from a younger generation perspective. I know we give you all the respect, and I don't think, come on, man, if y'all think Swerve was disrespectful, we gonna see. But like I said, let's get to it.
Matches on PLEs and stuff like that. It's
putting around the internet and book. I mean, I think fair is fair. Putting it in context would be great. Can I play the clip?
Yeah.
Is that fine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is Booker. This is the clip from Swerve Strickland's interview with Vlad TV. So it says Swerve responds
for the company for a long time, and I know I've been treated fair for the last 20 years.
That's not what happened when Vince said the N-word in front of you. That's not being treated fair. My opinion. And to that statement, it's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying what people are saying. I'm saying what your audience is saying. So it's not just me just talking out of my ass out of nowhere. It's what your audience has been complaining about for the better part of like 2-3 years from not seeing black talent even getting single matches on PLEs and stuff like that. It's not.
So
there you go.
Like, okay, I'm listening to it. What did Swerve say that was wrong? Exactly. Let's continue.
That's the clip. So he was referring to a time on the show where there was some questions about Swerve Strickland, and did AEW overpay for him? WWE thought they paid him over market value.
Went crazy when Swerve signed that new AEW deal, and people saying it was overpaid. Look, you're only worth what the person is willing to pay. If somebody's willing to pay that much money for you, he believes that you're worth that. There's no such thing as overpaid. Like, how you gonna tell me I paid $1,000 for this laptop? Oh no, that laptop should have been $500. I'm willing to pay $1,000 to get that laptop. Ain't no overpaid. I put a price on that. All right. And y'all just hate. Josh just hated because it was Swerve. Now, I hate to bring up the race card, but come on now. Y'all didn't say nothing about when Will Ospreay or Okada signed. I mean, there was things about, what was it? Okada signed for 11 mil and 3 years, but then he does the comedy thing. Y'all think Tony wasted money on him? That was all y'all said about Okada and Will Ospreay. But when Swerve got it, oh, they overpaid him. That's not the market for Swerve. Man, y'all sound like a bunch of haters, man. Like, come on now. But let's continue to this video. That's a different story.
You and Swerve, I think, was on the Breakfast Club and was discussing, his WWE run and lack thereof. And I believe you said something regarding I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. I'm black, so I'm just trying to understand if something happened to him personally. Maybe he should have thought he should have been a bigger star in the WWE. I hate we're still talking about this race thing. I've been working for the company for a long time, and I know I've been treated fairly for 20 years.
Verbatim,
so that was
verbatim. That's exactly what I said. And I don't think you're going to find anything in that statement right there negative.
Okay, and I agree with that. I ain't find
Well,
nothing negative.
you know what?
The internet love to they like to swear. I hate to use that. They love to, turn things on, to make, because there's no story if it's so peaceful. They got to make it seem like there is some turmoil between the two, and I give it to Booker. He might have not been treated, badly in the WWE, but some people think, yeah, he wasn't treated badly, but he could have been bigger than, like the acid of Booker T in WWE, especially at that time. They could have used him a hell lot better than what they did, because it don't make sense for, don't get me wrong, King Booker was a great gimmick, but come on, we could have got Booker T, like a serious Booker T, a champion too, and it had to be all comedy and gimmicky, but hey, what I know, he was the best king that we ever had, the King of the Ring. So, but let's continue.
Let's give some more context.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me play some more context, because Swerve Strickland actually did make history in AEW as becoming the first black AEW champion. We discussed that on the show, and here was your reaction to that.
I'm a big fan of Swerve Strickland, man. I saw him in the airport, a couple of months ago, and him and I, we networked a little bit. But to see Swerve Strickland become the first black champion over in AEW is really, really, really awesome. I was listening to him talk just this morning how, Kofi Kingston just won it not too long ago, and now he's winning it. That just lets you know the generational gap. Like when I won it, then it was so, like when Ron Simmons won it, then it was so many years before another one won it, then it was so many years before another one won it. This shows,
like, for real, like, and
and
it's hard to explain this to people of non-color why we bring up having a black champion, because it shouldn't have taken that long in between champions. Like, representation matters for us, man, as a black wrestling fan. And I think I can say this for other black wrestling fans. I want to say between the Attitude Era and when they brought in the Ruthless Aggression Era, a lot of black fans fell off of WWE. We didn't have no more Booker T's to see. I mean, the closest thing was John Cena, because he was taking a hip-hop gimmick and he was bringing in WWE. But besides that, you know how happy I got when I saw somebody like Shelton Benjamin getting pushed, or Kofi Kingston? But between that time, it was iffy. Like, I would watch wrestling, but I wasn't like glued to the TV when we had Booker T and stuff. But let's continue, because I mean, non-color wrestling fans, they I don't even want to say they try, because they just don't get it. That's why we bring race. I mean, it shouldn't just be about race, but it's like every time this subject has been brought up, they just don't get it. And I'm not that type of person that brings race up like everything, but race matters, guys. And if you say it doesn't, you're the problem.
So for me, I'm all down with Swerve Strickland being the world champion, not just because for anything from a showpiece perspective or anything like that. This dude is really that damn good inside the square circle. He deserves to be the world champion. I'm a big fan.
That was what you said regarding Swerve's world title win.
That's high praise right there. I mean, and you know what? I don't like. Like I said, I was at an event this weekend. I was at an event this weekend in Richmond, Virginia, and lo and behold, who was at the same event with me, actually as a part of the same party, and it was literally the first person I run into the morning of the event. And and just like Swerve Strickland said, me having the energy when Vince McMahon said the N word, I rest assured I had the energy when I saw him because I approached
Now,
Swerve
I
Strickland.
want to get back to that.
And I have a conversation.
Guys, to me, and this is just my opinion, and I get it, it's TV. Like somebody had brought up, they was comparing that moment when Vince McMahon said the N word in front of Booker T. They was comparing it to when Jackie Chan said it in Rush Hour. You remember that scene? He was like, "What up, yeah." Um, and I just want to say that's two different. That's two completely different things, man. In my eyes, I get it. Both entertainment, but one was a movie and a comedy. It was meant for stuff like that. But there's some stuff like honestly, somebody in the back should have been like, "Hey, Vince, maybe that's not a good. Maybe you shouldn't say that." Like I get it. It was supposed to be funny, but you could say anything to replace that N word and made it funny. You could have said, "What up, my G?" That would have been hilarious. You didn't have to say the N word, but let's continue. That's just my opinion.
Conversation with Swerve Strickland. Let's talk about the conversation in depth as far as what I told Swerve Strickland. I had an offer to be on Vlad TV before as well, and I turned it down. And they called me back and they offered me money to go on Vlad TV, and I turned it down because I was not going to go on Vlad TV and be exploited.
Booker,
I wasn't going to
I'm
go
gonna
on,
post these receipts.
Vlad.
Vlad got you. Apparently, you was happy to be on Vlad. He has the messages. And the only reason the interview didn't happen was because Vlad was running late. Booker T, you was at the studio with Vlad's cameraman. He even messaged you, "Hey, Book, this don't usually happen. I apologize for being running late." And you replied, "It's okay, brother. Things happen. We can reschedule whenever." So Booker, even if you turned it down later on, you showed up to do an interview. And that's just a bad look, bro. Like, they got you. Like, oh man, like you didn't have to say this and lie. I'm gonna bring up the in the video. I'm gonna show y'all the messages.
TV and him make me look like a fool in front of the world. I was not going to do that. And I wasn't going to go on Vlad TV and say anything negative towards any black man that's ever been in this business because I know how hard it is for all of us. I've been the first one to say any brother getting his bag, I'm all in 100%. But I told Swerve Strickland to his face how disappointed I am in him as a young brother because all I did for Swerve
Now I agree with that. Yes.
put him
All
over.
right. Yeah, he did put Swerve over. And I look, he feels disappointed in Swerve. I get that. Like when you see one of your younger friends, homeboys, you looked at them as a younger brother and he says some stuff about you on TV. I get it, Book. I get it. I get it. Okay. You have every right to feel that way, Book.
Put him on a pedestal as being one of the best out there that ever did it. He deserved being the AEW champion. And for him to say something like that about me, I don't know if these guys think racism stopped in 1990 when I got in the business, but it didn't. Okay, you may not hear about a lot of racial issues with Booker T because I handled racial issues head first. I opened doors. I broke down barriers for people like Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland perhaps would not even be here.
That's true.
If it wasn't for
but
me, I have to.
I also feel like because I was arguing with people before I even saw this, and a lot of people are on Booker's side, but y'all on his side for every other reason but the right reason. Now I get this. Everything he's saying is facts. But that's not what the argument was about, though. You get what I'm saying, y'all? This is not what the argument was about. But let's continue.
Apologize for nothing that I've done in this business because I've gone out there and literally represented in the ring, out of the ring, from day one all the way to this day in 2025. Okay, you speak on Vince McMahon and him saying the N-word. You want me to be angry black man in the company. You want me to not open doors and make
this again. This is probably the last time I
spaces
do
for people like
the whole thing. But you know what? I get it, but would I walk up to Vince and said, hey, maybe you shouldn't say that, Vince. I'm not saying Booker T should have done that because I get it. You have to take some stuff, on the chin. All I was saying is somebody, non-color, maybe somebody white should have said something. Maybe that wasn't the time for Book to say something, because he didn't want to mess it up for all the, guys. But I'm not gonna blame Booker on that one. But somebody in the back should have said something, though. That's all I'm saying.
you. That's what you want me to do. Swerve Strickland, I hope you're never going to be in the movies. I hope you're never going to be on a movie set because you might hear somebody say the N-word. And if you got a problem with it, they're going to tell your ass to get the hell out of here.
I don't agree with that, though, man. Come on, bro. If you feel some type of way about something, speak your heart out. But come on now. It's like you said, it's not racism didn't stop in 1990. It is 2025. And if stuff like that happens, man, it's gonna be other movies. There's gonna be other movie sets. You better say something. It is 2025. There should be no room for that kind of mess, man. Honestly, don't be the angry black man. Take somebody, hey, take him to the side. Hey, can I talk to you for a minute? What you said, I don't think you should say that. Trust me, because if something happens in the LGBTQ community, you best believe you're gonna hear about it. I don't think no person in that community would be quiet if there was some homophobic stuff going around. So why can't a black man be sometimes you gotta call a spade, guys. If you want to be the angry black man, sometimes you gotta be it. I'm sorry. Come on now. And I'm right. Anybody from the LGBTQ community gets disrespected, you're gonna hear about it. And I don't agree with Booker on
that. And I'm upset. I'm upset because more importantly, I'm disappointed at Swerve Strickland because what I told him, and I'll repeat it, just like I repeated it to him.
What?
You got played. You got played, bro. You got played. You let that man play you and pit you against me and me against you. I don't know how many stories you ever heard about that on Vlad TV, but it's many of them. It's many stories out there about the black man against the black man because Vlad is pitting them against each other. I don't know how many people you heard that's got locked up from the federal perspective about going on Vlad TV. I don't know what the hell you doing on Vlad TV, first of all. What have you done to be on Vlad TV, okay? That's just my opinion on that. And as far as Swerve Strickland, just like I say, and me having the energy, the veracity, I got all that because I'm still 6'3" tall, 230 pounds of romping, stomping, grave, damn, digging, destruction, Jack. And we got to take a break. We'll be back in a minute.
I'm gonna say something about Vlad. What Booker said about Vlad, I don't watch a lot of Vlad interviews. I think in my life, I probably only watched one. And apparently, there's a history about, like Booker said, putting black people against black people. I can't attest to that because, I only watched one video about but that's what everybody says. That Vlad is the Fed, But Book, those messages, it all comes down to those messages that he has. Vlad has receipts. You talking about you turned it down, you didn't want to get on it, that's the reason why you turned it down. But Book, you agreed to do the interview. You was there. And this is not something that, just happened. You figure it out about Vlad. I mean, Vlad's been around for like 15, 20 years doing this. And that interview was supposed to happen in 2020. He had that same reputation then. So why did you agree and you came to the studio? Like, I don't understand. Like, you didn't have to lie. That's my argument. Okay, that might not be the argument what they talking about, but that's my argument right there. It's just the fact that you know what? I might have been on Booker T's side if I didn't see those messages. And people saying it's one-sided, bruh. Like, I don't know. Like, people must want a video recording of Booker T in that studio, or they just won't believe it. Which is wild to me, man. I was like, I don't. God, because I could say the same thing about Booker T not doing the interview. Like, it's just hard, man. Like, and again, don't want to see two brothers arguing, like this. And I'm gonna be honest, guys. When I first heard that, I thought this was a work. I'm gonna be honest with you. Making wrestling contact, meeting wrestlers and stuff, I take everything they say as a work. I don't care. Like, for the longest, I thought the CM Punk stuff and the what happened to AEW, I thought all that was work for a storyline. Still to this day, there's a 20% believes me that's still a work with Jungle Boy and everything. But tell me what y'all think. What side y'all on? Look, and I'm passionate because I love these two guys, man. I love them. I love them to death, and I don't want to see them, put up against each other. Booker T is right. This is what Vlad does. But come on, guys. Who do you believe? All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the Wrestling Society Network. We got more stuff for y'all to enjoy. Go in there, watch matches, watch podcasts. Join the Facebook group. This is your boy, Baby Mark Henry, aka Tevin West, Tevin G, Big Money Tev. See y'all next time.